welcome back. Now, in the last video, we talked about the three spheres, the triad here of the personality. And as we're realizing certain things about our personality and ways that coping strategies and masks and things that we've started to take on in our life that really aren't the core truth of who we are. And we've realized maybe that certain ways in which I've established being have a lot to do with unresolved issues from the past, or ways that I learned from conditioning of the past. So as we come into this next part of the tree, to Tiphareth, which means beauty, it's all about healing, right? So there's several energies that come in here at Tiphareth. I could spend hours just talking about this particular one, but there's this energy of beauty and harmony that we're trying to get back to, and the way to do that is through healing. So first, the healing has to do with recognizing what is it from the past that I'm still holding on to that it's time to let go of. And then it comes in with forgiveness, right? A lot of healing, all healing is self-healing, really. And a lot of healing, most of it starts with forgiveness. So what do we need to forgive from the past? And then, as we forgive, there's this part of us, there's this child self in us that's still there, who you were as a child and the things that you went through as a child that maybe weren't 100% resolved. There's still that part of you there in your psyche. And so in Tiphareth, you start to get connection into that. You start to reclaim that part of you. You start to love that part of you again. You give yourself the things that maybe you felt like you were lacking when you were a child. You start to now give those to yourself as an adult, and healing starts to come in. And when we heal here in Tiphareth, joy starts to come in. We start to feel reconnected with who we really are. And we also are starting to remember certain things that we used to love to do as children, and that were really a part of our innate creativity and maybe even a part of your purpose. And so the devotion to your fulfillment of the truth of who you are and the purpose that you're here to live, that's one of the main virtues here in Tiphareth, is that devotion to your great work, your purpose, the thing that you're here to fulfill, as well as to your fulfillment of your own potential. So here at Tiphareth, you start to get a sense of that. You start to get this feeling of, there's this greater part of me, and I'm now starting to connect into that. My higher self is starting to come through more. This true me is starting to come through more beyond the personality and beyond the old coping strategies. And it feels really good. And yet, there's also places here where we maybe realize, well, there's some behaviors of the past that don't really serve me anymore. There's some old ways of being that it's time to let go of. So we let go. We sacrifice those old ways, old things that don't really serve us anyways, in order to reclaim the truth of who we are. So Tiphareth comes into this beautiful place in life, and it's the center, right? So this is about you getting into connection with your center. Who am I? What am I here to do? What is my purpose? And this is the seat of the soul. It's the very center of your soul. So you're going to get into a lot of depth and connection and a lot of healing in yourself when you come to this level. And then you really start to be able to ascend to the next higher parts of life. So we're going to continue our journey up the tree and give you a little bit more of an insight into what happens as we go into those deeper aspects of the self and the higher life, the higher parts of life. So stick with us.